How are you all? Hello and welcome back to Coin Alert, your place to get your Ethereum fix. I'm Ripple Van Winkle, and I'm your boss. I hope that everyone is having a great day. Today is Wednesday. Today is April 3rd. It's actually the birthday of my brother. Happy birthday to him. But you know what's going to happen? Bitcoin will split in half in about 2 weeks. What will the price be during the halving event? Are we going to climb again? Are we going to go down again? This episode has everything you need. We'll also talk about Ripple and Swift because there seems to be a paper going around that shows how Swift is connected to RippleNet. We've already talked about this, so bear with us. Only a group of banks make up Swift. We know that a lot of the banks that are part of the Swift network are already Ripple users and can access unlimited cash on demand. They can only fight it for so long before they have to give in, and I think that's what we're seeing. This is a great time for everything to happen because crypto is in the middle of a huge bull run that will send it through the roof. That number of things you never ever thought would happen. Without further ado, take a seat and chill out. Let's jump into a Bitcoin worth $66,000 and $3. In theory, it's up 1.06% in the last 24 hours. Oh, it's up 0.5% and now stands at $3,312. Since USDC has dropped just a bit below, coming in at 99 cents, USDT is right where he won ad's dollar peg. XRP, on the other hand, is a mean lean 58 cents. In the last 24 hours, it's lost 6.7% of its value. The total value of all cryptocurrencies in circulation is $2.05 trillion. Now listen, the markets are in a very tough spot. We told you that prices could drop into the low to mid six-figure range because there was a CME gap that hadn't been filled. That was the first dump, but there could still be a push for cash between 60 and 64K. What we're seeing here doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. We can still get that last big push down to make up for the lack of cash. It doesn't have to be right before we move up the next level, just like a CME gap can be left behind. But I think they get filled about 90% of the time. It was just filled, but we could still go back down one more time for that cash grab. That is going to happen before this thing gets shot off and goes into super cycle mode. The question is whether we fill and get that cash at the bottom or whether we keep pushing up to this point. How do we know when we've broken out simple anything over 72 to 74,000? I also like the number 74K. You've never seen anything like this happen before. Bitcoins are going up 125, 150, or even 175,000. This bull run will last until 2025. A lot of people will become millionaires, and a lot of people will stop investing in cryptocurrency next year. It's very exciting times, and that's what we're looking at right now. I'll put this down because my Patreon post has over 136 members. I used to have a lot more members. I used to use Patreon when we were in the last bull run. It was almost like having a full-time job. Take a step back now. At some point, we'll pick it up again, right? We'll get to these good times. When I put out what I hold, a lot of you were probably like, well, Rip, it may be too late to get into what you hold. That's not, if you'll see the date I bought all of these coins in there, was at the end of February only one of them, but most of them were in the last week or two. I just bought everything now. My XRP bag and my HBAR bag are not on this list. It's over. I think there are 15 cryptocurrencies in their mid cap, high cap, and low cap lists. Along with the date they were bought, it tells you the amount I put into each one. It's that easy with this bag. I truly believe it will bring me in close to, say, 500,000 to $1 million Naira. I really do. We're looking very pretty. It seems like a lot of these are going for much more than 5x, but you know me, I'm a very cautious person. So we make predictions that are safe. Feel free to give me a link to any of the following Patreon groups if you'd like. Brad Glinghouse House, it's an old school. Does anyone remember it? It comes from the FinTech Forum in Paris. This one, Brad was on stage with Gilbert Godfrey, who used to be the CEO of Swift. Brad says that the GPS is a big step forward. For more than 40 years, we had a plan for how cross-border correspondent banking should work. It did work, but it had a lot of flaws. We can see that moving forward, but I think it's a step forward when you go from, if I may horse and buggy, to, hey, can we make the horse and buggy go faster? Sure, we could move to a Ferrari instead, though. When you're ready, let's do that by the GPI, okay? You don't need to make a horse and buggy go faster if you can just get a Ferrari. He says, we're not like Amazon or Walmart. Yes, a lot of people are in Swift. He says that AOL did the same thing. We knew that was from you, Brad. We knew because Bob Way told us he had that run in. Remember that Bob Way was one of the first 7 people to work at Ripple. When Bob Way got into that fight with the leaders at Swift and he was telling them what Ripple is doing to solve the problem of moving money across borders. Quickly went back to the drawing board. This took place at their own conference, the Sibos conference, where they began to plan and create a new way to do things. That's how GPI came to be if Ripple never existed. Swift would be doing the same thing they've been doing for 40 years if they used this payment plan. They weren't getting better. They would not have gotten GPI. What does Swift GPI really mean? Track your money with it, who cares? It's still being used. Counts of nose vultures with Ripple, a problem worth more than $10 trillion is solved. With the tools, they get rid of counterparty risk. They have set up on-demand liquidity so that these banks and other financial firms can use it. Cryptocurrency, and these banks don't have to keep XRP if they don't want to. They can just connect to the network and let XRP act as a bridge. CryptoWire put this out with court documents that list almost all of Ripple's income. When you sell XRP, I'm interested in what could change about this. HSBC said they will be working with Ripple and MadeGo in 2024 to add to the bank's systems for issuing tokens that represent ownership of real gold using DLT. That's all we have left to say. The Ripple vs. SEC case now asks how Ripple will be allowed to work going forward to sell XRP to institutional buyers. That's all of it. That's the only thing left, and it will be taken care of. Let's see what HSBC does next. It will be interesting to see if they tokenize a gold. Richie, my friend, made this the most important project on the XRP platform for Lions. These prizes are the best of all time. He holds Lux Lions NFTs. Look at that. On April 1st, he got back 5,000 XRP. Every April 1st, we give back XRP to everyone who has it. What's the point? It is easy. It costs you XRP to hold our NFTs while we build the project. When you work on other projects, they've seen all of these cute little JPEGs hundreds of times. You buy a band and what happens? The project stops building and they don't come up with any new ideas to do anything. It's completely useless. You lost all of your valuable XRP. We don't do things the same way at Lux. Get XRP for your NFT as we build out and improve the project. You're getting something back. Now it's a win-win, right? That's smart. I heard that some brand new Wild West tier NFTs just came out. These are great and you can get them today. Here we go, Swift. What you've been waiting for, the meat and beans of how fast GPI uses HTTPS APIs to connect to RippleNet and XRP through Ripple partners without the need for a straight Swift Ripple relationship. This is important. Standard Swift Montana type messages are used to send Swift GPI real-time payment messages to the bank. SAP sets up RippleNet's API bridge, which sends the same MT type messages to all of its apps. Temenos? And so on, this takes place regardless of speed. There is no need for Quick and Ripple to work together. It is still going through these other services though. Your sucks, your Temenos, and your Earthports, as I said at the start of the movie, folks. Swift is just the message. The only thing it is a group of banks. There are many banks, but many of them are linked to other companies that handle their payouts. Tenena's Earthport, it's called SAP. So banks are joining with them, and Earthport is taking on all the risk for everything else as they help move. They can get money from RippleNet and on-demand cash. That means Swift doesn't have to lead. Riff is made up of a lot of different banks, so I have no idea what a Swift relationship with it would look like. So you need to get all the banks on board so they can make some kind of statement. But if you only have, there are more than 10 banks in Swift. I'm just giving you an example. If you only look at 9 out of 10 banks, can you say that Swift is using RippleNet? Do you think they use XRP? It's just a bunch of banks. What if we said that more than 1,000 banks around the world use RippleNet to get on-demand cash? Could we say that was quick? So now you understand what I mean. Swift is just a group of banks. Okay, that's it. A group of banks is what it means. All of them are going to use RippleNet. The blockchain and DLT technology will be used by all of them. When they use on-demand cash, they won't even know it. That's how great technology is when you have to use it. You don't know you're using it, but you're onto something big. I'll leave it at that. Listen up, wash your hands, be nice to each other. Ripple Van Winkle is out.